Hello, welcome to Yahoo. I'm doing an announcer voice.
Yes, you are.
This is a show where we answer questions from the legendary Yahoo Answers. It's to wonder why isn't there a Google Answers?
You know, I've asked myself, maybe there is, but I mean, Yahoo.
But it probably wouldn't be the content goldmine that Yahoo
wouldn't
Answers
because
is.
you know, Google's more mainstream. Yahoo is more art.
We're hitting the underground. With
Yes,
this
we
podcast.
are. So, as we start with, I guess, every episode, which also you can check out.
There's only two.
You can check out our previous episode, or also if you like this and you want us to talk about more pop culture stuff, you can check out comment section, which is our other show that we do. So, as we start, well, we like to flip a coin, and we have a penny.
We love to flip a coin.
Yes,
it's actually the best part.
We
of the
have
show.
a penny,
yeah,
which shows you how small our budget is.
Yep.
I mean,
just don't lose it.
We spent all day looking for this.
Flip it carefully. You do
Do
not
you
want
know
to
what
lose
it was like when I dropped this on the floor the other day? It was
thought
terrifying.
We'd have to cancel the show.
I mean,
we were petrified.
We were
calling
like the bank and saying, "Please don't take our stuff."
You're like, I had to. You made me go out on the street for a day and beg for a penny, and you ended up finding it.
And then
no one would give me one.
Like literally, this is the sad story. He's dancing for money, and the guy says, "I'll give you a quarter," and he says, "All I need is a penny," and then the guy says, "It's not worth it."
He threw dirt in my face. You made me dress up as a penny mascot. Where'd you get the money for that?
Credit cards.
Okay.
So, all right.
That's going to come back for us.
You are Tails again, right?
All right, yeah, I'm always Tails.
I feel like Two-Face right now. That's how you do it, right? You do.
I guess. That. I mean, you're doing fine.
Ooh, I get to go first.
The script has been flipped, and you're going first.
Yes. All right. Here's our first question of the day. Pizza Hut didn't put enough sauce on my pizza. Can I sue?
Yes. I think you absolutely must sue. I mean, and another fun thing in the kind of the same vein of funny Yahoo Answers questions is Yelp reviews. That's kind of a funny thing that is like, man, people love to complain about their service.
Yes, they do.
Maybe that's the way that place does their pizza. Maybe there's not that much sauce on it.
I mean, Pizza Hut is my favorite pizza place. Do you have a favorite pizza place?
I would say massive chain places, Pizza Hut is my favorite. But I prefer, like, local, like, kind of, usually tend to be more expensive. But I used to love this place called Vitali's Pizza. But they're gone now. My favorite pizza place is gone.
That's why we can mention them by name.
Yeah. Now we go to a place called PJ's Pizza a lot. That's good.
Yeah. So, where were we? We're just talking about
pizza.
Yes, we're talking about.
There's a pizza podcast.
I mean, think about it. If you don't have sauce on that pizza, it's really just a cheesy breadstick.
Well, here's the thing. This is the interesting thing. Classic pizza, and I could be wrong about this. I recommend everyone Wikipedia or Google it because I am not an expert and I don't know that much about pizza.
I mean, using Wikipedia, if it's wrong, we'll change it.
Well, you can check the source on it. But yeah, we will change Wikipedia to fit our narrative. I believe pizza originally, when it was invented in Italy, didn't have sauce on it because they didn't have tomatoes there. Tomatoes are an American thing. Like their tomatoes are from like this side of the world.
I heard pizza was all American.
That was like our version, like pizza as we know it, with like sauce, cheese, pepperoni. I believe that's the like American version of pizza. Like adding sauce, because like I said, tomatoes are from this. Again, I don't Google this, please, and don't take my word for it. But I believe they didn't have tomatoes in Italy.
Okay.
So pizza, the concept, it being called pizza, was invented in Italy, I believe.
So was it just like cheese and toppings?
It was sort of like it was kind of just a bready thing with toppings on it. And I believe, gosh, I don't remember what they used to put on it. Like, it was just probably like some other vegetable-y thing. Like, I would just like herbs and olive oil. Like, it was just kind of like a lighter but carby dish. But then it was brought to New York, and I think that's probably where the sauce got added, I think.
So really, they're just trying to go to the Italian roots. when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a take on the Italian dish.
I have Pizza Hut, and they put sauce on mine.
Yeah.
But should they sue them?
I think that they are. They're just a little bit closer to the classic with less sauce on it.
Yeah,
They need to learn to appreciate it.
Who knows what day it happened? Maybe it was on a famous Italian holiday.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, look, this was what we used to have in the old country. Now let us have good pizza.
Personally, though, I do really like sauce. It might be like my favorite part of the pizza.
Your favorite part, really?
Well, I guess I have asked for extra sauce before.
Really?
I have done that. I don't know if it's my favorite part. I don't know. But I've asked for extra before. I like sauce. But, yeah, if you're worried about that pizza plate, you know what you can do is ask for more sauce, or...
I mean, they do have some for breadsticks.
Yeah.
You gotta rip off that cheese and slap it back on.
Yeah, and I think your options would be anything but sue them, because that's stupid.
I mean, do you think Judge Judy's really gonna want to take that case?
Yeah.
So they didn't have any sauce. You should have ordered more. That's not Judge Judy, but anyone. Yeah. You should have asked for more sauce.
It's like we talked about in the last one, how I don't believe in just like berating like business owners and like people who work in customer service, because like, I mean, all you have to do is just not go there again, or perhaps ask if they could put more sauce on.
Now, some people would listen to that and think, wow, what a nice thought. But my thought was, look at that. A little continuity between the two episodes.
I know. Yeah, you know what? Here's a more continuity between the two episodes if we want to move on to my next one.
Oh, yes. We're
going to have even more continuity, because you'll remember a topic we brought up last. Well, here's the question.
We went through a lot. Even I don't remember. And we're
Oh, you'll remember.
Okay.
How was the Grand Canyon created? UFO? Meteor? What? Aliens. But, okay, so there is here's the top answer for it.
Okay.
God made it with a laser when he got bored.
I mean, I'd like to think anyone, just even if it's like, I'm an old prospector with dynamite, someone had to make it when they got bored.
Yeah, someone had, like, it had to literally be a UFO or a meteor.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have been anything else, although I did Google the answer.
Did you? But before we get to that, I mean...
What do you think it was? Maybe...
Like I said, I think an old prospector was just like, I'm getting bored, man. I need something to do.
So you think
let me put this dynamite here.
You think that the Grand Canyon was invented in like the last 200 to 300 years?
I would say 1895.
Yeah. So the Grand Canyon was invented in 1895.
Yes, it was.
We'll just end the podcast there. I think we've got enough information.
Yes, it was. The prospector puts it all in. All right, boy. Light her up! Okay, boys! And there it was.
Yeah. And it's funny, if this person actually thought that UFO was a real concept, you'd think there would be more information about what the Grand Canyon was like recently before it was the Grand Canyon. Like, you'd think there would be some sort of news about, like, this phenomenon where all of a sudden there's a giant canyon.
Yes!
But there is not. Probably because the Grand Canyon probably looked a little bit like that since before there were humans in that area. Are you sad about something?
A little. I really like my prospect.
Because it's not 1895?
I was literally thinking, let's write to our congressman. Let's give this prospector
he needs the credit.
A holiday.
It needs to be... The canyon needs to be named after him.
Yes.
Like if his name is Chuck Prospectio.
Yes.
It should be called the Chuck Prospectio Canyon.
Or we should have Chuck Prospectio Day. I say a celebrate because is there really a more touristy thing to go to than the Grand Canyon? You'll have to go back if you drop something, but still.
There should be Chuck Prospectio on our coins.
Exactly.
This coin, this penny, should have Chuck on it.
What did Lincoln ever really do?
Honestly,
except
what did he
grow
do
a beard
that Chuck didn't do?
I mean, look. Yeah, I mean...
We always forget the most honorable.
Exactly. They say history is written by the winners.
Yep.
I mean, Chuck did spend his time blowing stuff up, so that should say something.
Yeah, he had some fun hobbies. But,
Probably why, towards the end of his life, he had only 3 fingers.
Alright, so if you want to know the real reason
I guess.
Why
so.
the Grand Canyon?
Boy, can I take a guess?
Mm-hmm.
Is it glaciers?
I mean, you're on the right track that it is basically just
Icebergs?
I don't think it was necessarily that icy there. I don't know about how extensive the ice age was, but I do know because I'm an idiot in that regard. But the thing that I did learn by Googling it is specifically just that probably the Grand Canyon was a result of erosion from the Colorado River.
Oh.
That's the most likely thing.
So the water just pushed it away?
Yeah, it's just erosion.
Oh. That's not as fun as...
yeah, it's not like a UFO or a meteor.
Or a prospector friend.
But the thing, the fun, I mean, science is so fun that, I mean, maybe this person would like to know that there are places where probably a meteor formed it. Not the Grand Canyon, but there is, I think, a place in Mexico that is the giant crater of the place that they believe that the meteor hit that probably killed off the dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
So there's cool stuff from meteors. There isn't cool stuff from UFOs.
So...
But there's cool stuff from rivers, too.
To go a little off topic.
Yeah.
Do you know what did the Great Lakes? Was that glaciers? Do you know?
All I know is that there's water there right now.
Yes. So maybe... Look, it's been a long time since we had geography class.
I like science a lot, and I try to teach myself a lot of science stuff, but then there's just stuff like, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of lakes around here.
Yeah. And so, to sum it up, nobody cares. Alright, so... the
Next
Grand
question.
Canyon. Alright, let's see. Oops.
What's better than the Grand Canyon?
I have no idea. Okay.
It reminds me of, I just want to quote a pretty amazing line from The Office right now, where
Yes.
an idea bigger than the Grand Canyon. Do you remember that?
Yeah, what episode was that from?
I don't remember, but Michael Scott was saying, like, we need big ideas, like the Grand Canyon. And then
Only
Pam goes,
bigger.
An idea bigger than the Grand Canyon? Like,
Yes, I think it was from season 3.
Yeah, it was one of the good seasons.
Yeah.
I like.
Have you ever seen season 8?
I could honestly have an Office podcast because I've seen every season multiple times.
Maybe someday we'll do a podcast where we do a commentary of every episode.
And that would be I legitimately think The Office might be the thing in media that I probably know the most about because I've probably watched the whole. My favorite seasons, like 2 and 3, are probably my favorites. I've probably seen those like 15 times or something. Yeah. 8, which is, I think you're saying it's the worst one.
Yes,
I think.
It is. I stopped watching during season 8.
That one, I've still seen probably like 5 times.
We'll go a little off topic, whatever. I mean, we haven't talked about The Office and whatever. You're probably listening to this because you listen to the comment section. So, Office season 8. Okay, first few questions. Number 1, should The Office have ended when Steve Carell decided to leave?
I think I always like when series end on a high note, and like logically, yeah, I do think that would be the right decision. But honestly, I love season 9. I actually really like season 9, so I'm glad that they didn't because I was impressed with season 9 that they made it work without Michael Scott for the most part.
Yeah.
There's some bad episodes in there, but I liked the arc.
Yeah. So I felt like, I'll be honest, I really did think it was going to end because I remember thinking that because the season Michael Scott left was also the same time Smallville ended. So I also felt like they're going to end at the same time. So, that's 2 of my shows. Yeah. I don't have a lot of shows. A lot of stuff I watch is from the 90s or 60s. It's weird. It's like 60s and 90s. So maybe whenever the 90s turns 30, that's the 2020s, right?
Yeah, we're about to be in the Roaring 20s 2.0.
Oh, man. But yeah, I felt like it probably should have, I felt it should have ended. And I felt like that Goodbye Michael really worked. If you don't want to keep going, that Goodbye Michael really felt like a series finale. And, there's a part of me, little part of me, that will always think, had they ended with him, he would have appeared in 4 more episodes to complete that season.
Yeah. Yeah, I think really right after he left is immediately when the show just went terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
even the last few episodes of season 7, I didn't like.
I felt like season 6 was of the ones with Michael. I felt season 6 was the weakest.
I actually exactly agree. I like 7 more than 6.
Yeah,
6 is my next least favorite, next to 8.
Yeah.
6 and 8, I don't.
So. And I felt like season 7, it came back and then ended. And then I really liked the episode where Dwight became man. The first time he became man.
That was good.
And I felt like if you're going to keep going, because I did feel like, hey, he's the main character of the show. It should end with him because I'd like to think that he's the one who got those camera people to come and film it.
Yeah.
Like, they probably had auditions. Sense. And I remember... you're thinking that it should end, but I also felt like there's so many great characters in that show that if they want to, they could keep going. And it's not like they killed him off; he could always come back. I say that like we're in 2011, but and then okay, what do you think was so season 8 is your least favorite, along with mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I did rewatch those Florida episodes for the first time in years. Those Florida ones are really good.
I agree exactly with you. Those are the best episodes of season 8 because I don't like Robert California. That's my least favorite.
I think he's the worst character.
He's the worst character
in the show.
I hate him, but I also don't really care for Nellie that much.
Oh
but,
yeah.
So yeah. It just. There were episodes in season. Another episode I like is the Doomsday episode.
Yes,
that's because another one where
that's like the first episode of season 8 I liked.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask this about season 8. Do you think that the worst thing? Well, we've kind of agreed. We hate Robert California. He's the worst scared. I remember watching. I liked the Will Ferrell one was okay, and then the one with Dwight was pretty good.
Yeah, there's some funny things about it.
But then I remember watching that season finale. And when when Robert California first introduced, I was like, oh god, we're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
I really hated it how it felt like Robert was a little bit like a villain almost. Yeah. And it bothered me how it felt like Michael left and then this villain took over and we weren't with our main I mean, it's not a superhero thing, but I felt like we're not with our main protagonist who would have actually stood up to Robert.
Yeah. The thing, I guess one of the things I didn't like about it is they made Robert California pretty detestable, I think on purpose, but then there were moments where they tried to make you kind of agree with him, but I didn't want to agree with him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like the last episode where
he was in...
I liked when he was facing like David Wallace and you kind of saw how crazy he was. Yeah. Like you saw how crazy Robert California was.
Lizard King.
It made him kind of look like, oh, this is how he actually looks to normal people. I always felt like I like David Wallace as a character because he's like, you see how all of these crazy people look from his eye. He's like the most normal guy until the suck
Jim
until
too.
Suck it. Yeah, but like it wasn't until David Wallace and Robert California met that you kind of saw from a normal person's eyes that Robert California isn't really the smart like better than everyone else guy that he forces himself to be. Like,
do you know that Robert California is also Ultron?
Yeah.
So also, here's another little trivia for you. A certain Robert California's son on this. Do you remember the Halloween episode?
Oh yeah.
His son is Bruce Wayne on Gotham.
Oh really? That much? Wow.
I mean, he's aged a lot since that. I mean, he's really young, and he does a really great job, especially when you can't just rely on the suit.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things about Gotham and Smallville, why I think those shows are so important to take away the suits is they get down to the root and core of the character. Like, Dark Knight Rises, if he doesn't have the suit, how is that Batman? You know, he's not, versus he doesn't have the suit, but he still acts like Batman. Yeah. Same thing with Smallville. Henry Cavill, you have the suit and flying, and that's all he was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what was the thing? Okay, so Michael leaves we get to season 8.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, I personally think, Andy Bernard was the worst choice to be manager? Do you agree?
I think I know where I know where they were going because they were trying to make like the one of the first episodes, which wasn't one of the good ones, was the episode where the lesson was like he's the underdog, that episode. So I think that's probably why they casted him, but I don't think it was the right
I also
choice.
felt like it felt a little bit like you had Homer Simpson for 7 seasons, then you have Olaf.
But I will also
from Frozen. It's like a Disney version, which isn't funny.
Yeah, I will also say another thing though. I don't know if it's the worst choice because I also wouldn't have liked Jim being the choice. Because,
really?
Well, the reason why I wouldn't like Jim is because that's the reason why I didn't like season 6 that much. I didn't like him as the manager.
So that's why you didn't like season 6.
I didn't like the ones with Jim being the manager because I don't like his character when he gets takes things seriously.
Oh yeah,
he's the guy who doesn't take things seriously, and I understand it's character development, but I wasn't interested in that character anymore.
I felt like casting Andy was the worst. Robert California was the worst thing, but besides that, was one of the worst things they did for a number of reasons. Number one, I felt he was too similar to Michael's personality.
Yeah.
But a bad version.
Yeah.
He was like a Disney-fied version who breaks down a song and just unfunny.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you have that. And I thought I was hoping Dwight or Daryl or Jim would have been manager.
Yeah. Daryl would be a good choice because I thought it was funny when he cracked under pressure.
Yeah, I thought because he's so similar to Michael, I thought that hurt it. And another thing is, I'm going to be honest. Okay. Just be honest. I don't think Ed Helms is the strongest actor.
Yeah,
It feels like sometimes he's like, hey, I'm being funny, wink, wink.
He's better as a side character. And that's one reason I like Season 9 so much. They wrote him off for most of it.
Now, why was he? I have a theory about why he was chosen to be manager. Why do you think he was manager? Because your reason is probably different than mine. Mine is more behind the scenes. But why do you think he was chosen to be manager?
Just as a casting choice?
Why was...
I think the Hangover movie.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, had it not been the Hangover movies, I think it would have been Jim or Daryl.
Yeah.
To be manager. I think they would have... Dwight... I think part of the nice thing about season 8 and 9, when you look at the Florida episodes or whatever, it's about Dwight finally becoming ready to be a manager.
Yeah.
It really is seasons 1 through 7 are about Michael's growth. Everyone kind of...
Yeah.
It felt like the 4 main ones, Michael, Dwight, Jim, and Pam, this story was about their growth.
Yeah.
To where Michael could be more a better boss, and then it ended where he finally got his dream about, and then Dwight finally got to be manager, and then Jim and Pam. But yeah, I felt because of those Hangover movies, that's what made him be manager. And then because of Hangover 3, that's why he got written off.
Yeah. That season is practically skippable because there's not really any...
Except for the Florida ones.
I mean, that's just because those are funny.
I showed my sister those for the first time last week because, to protect her. We pretend season 8 never happened. But then I was because I think it's almost when you get away from it a little bit, when some time passes, you're able to probably be able to sit there and enjoy it more versus when it's there. I don't know. I think with time, people like Batman versus Superman more versus now.
Yeah, it's the immediate reaction can sometimes be more negative.
There's some episodes of The Office season 9 I didn't like, but then as time gets by, I like them more.
Yeah.
So so that was bad. Okay, so also, what are your thoughts on the finale of The Office, the series finale?
It's probably borderline one of the best episodes. I think it's an amazing finale. It's one of my favorite series finales.
Did you watch the finale when it aired?
Yeah, I saw it live.
Okay, so did you know Michael was going to come back? Because they had denied it, but there were some little sources I heard he's coming back, and NBC's just I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't the most shocking thing ever. I figured it was possible that he wasn't in it, and it didn't, because he just wasn't in the show anymore, so he wasn't a character. And I also thought it was possible that they were lying and he'd come back. But
yeah,
I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting.
I felt that moment right there was the best time for him to show up.
Yeah.
And he also did have one of my favorite lines in the finale about, I feel like all my kids grew up and then they married each other. And then,
That's the last line in the show.
I know. It felt that really was a perfect way for his last line to be, because he felt like those were all his kids almost.
And I felt like they did do it right. He just had 2 lines. It was not too overdone.
It's really, because it would have felt weird to have these character, we've been following these characters, and then to just suddenly have it change to where we're back focusing on Michael.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could have probably gone away with it if they had talked him back to becoming for all of season 9. I think that would have been okay, but it felt weird and disjointed.
And the other thing that is like,
and I know he didn't want that.
yeah, but the other thing that is like that I think they did perfectly is, one of the biggest things that people remember in The Office and like about it is the relationship between Jim and Dwight. And the finale was like all Jim and Dwight. Like,
it felt like that by the finale, because when you watch season 7, or even remember the first time when Michael leaves, it felt like he left every other season. And the 3, Michael's got paper company, and then third time's finally the charm. But you remember in season 3 when he passes it to Dwight. Dwight's clearly not ready to be manager, but then you feel like by that finale, okay, Dwight's learned enough to where he is ready to be manager. Yeah. So, what do you think was the better ending for Michael? Was it the finale or Goodbye Michael? I'll say finale. Like, I feel like Goodbye Michael is such great, but just the ending where you find out he had all his kids, I thought that was like the perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
they're both great episodes.
I think that's a better ending for Michael, but I also don't mind when they kind of leave it a little bit, like in series or movies or whatever, when they leave it a little bit unsure. That's fine to me. So if it ended with Goodbye Michael, like, that would be fine. Yeah. But I think, they wanted to go. There's so many other characters that needed endings that they needed to do a whole season for it.
And he did have his ending. So he did. That was his. I almost feel like Goodbye Michael's finale part 1, finale's finale part 2.
Yeah. It definitely feels like Goodbye Michael feels like an ending of itself.
Yeah. But I felt like they did a really good job with that, and
yeah.
And
we went on this enormous rabbit hole.
Yes, we did.
The thing is, even despite this long trail off into stuff about The Office, I'd still be able to I'd still be able to have an entire podcast.
You know what? Maybe we could always do like a commentary on each episode.
Yeah, but. Gosh, I can't. Well, you didn't even end up reading that question.
Did I? What were we talking about?
You were about to read it.
Oh, yes. All right.
And then, of course, I can't stop talking about The Office, US, parentheses.
Yeah. Have you ever... I watched the pilot for the British one.
I watched the whole thing. It gets better.
Okay.
I mean, I still prefer the US one, but I would say it does kind of capture... The last half of this British series, it really picks up and it's pretty good.
Okay. So, by the way, also, if you didn't tell, if you stopped watching The Office after Michael left, it does get better.
Oh,
8 is rough.
That's beautiful advice for us
8 is rough. I mean, it's a challenge to get through. Besides the Florida ones are really good. I mean, they could have made that almost a movie.
Yeah, it is kind of.
I will say this. The Florida ones are probably the only ones that I thought were better without Michael.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been the same if...
Yeah.
But, they could have made a movie out of that. They also could have done one Goodbye Michael. I mean, the Michael Scott Paper Company.
Yeah.
But, yes. I flipped it a bit. Okay. So, yes. It does get better, that show. So, you can probably skip 8 and then get to 9.
Yeah.
All right. So... Why do endangered animals taste so delicious? Oh, God. Like, Patagonian toothfish?
Is this Robert California? No, it's...
Like, Patagonian toothfish, rare imports of whales, dolphins, tiger, paw is very juicy, Arkan forest turtle.
Oh, my God. What is that? Forest... Oh, my God.
Why do they taste... good? I mean, you can get an endangered animal from Buffalo Wild Wings to quote the last episode.
Yeah, because that is buffalo.
Yeah. And somehow they have wings hidden.
I think we need to call the cops. I think. My God.
911.
It's probably the thrill of it. I think it's the thrill of it. That's what it is. I can speak from experience. It's the thrill of it. I'm kidding.
Boy.
I didn't hurt any endangered animals.
You didn't eat... Well, bald eagle isn't endangered anymore.
Are you saying you ate a bald eagle?
No, I'm just saying. I was wondering, did you?
You're accusing me of eating a bald eagle. I'm trying
to think. Humpback whale, is that endangered animal?
I don't know. It sounds like you probably shouldn't eat humpback whale, man.
No.
I don't care if it's...
Although, if you do have one, you probably are good for life. Though it'd spoil.
Yeah, you'd have to... Yeah, it wouldn't stay good. You wouldn't be good for life.
No.
You wouldn't be good for life.
Well, you can feed it to a small town.
Yeah. So basically what you're
Yes.
saying is this is actually a noble cause. Killing a humpback whale is a noble cause. Did you know that the blue whale is actually... The great blue whale is actually the biggest animal that has ever existed? Ever?
The blue whale?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
That's a fun fact.
How big is it? Well, was it bigger than the dinosaur? You mean ever?
That's what I'm saying. Is like it is literally the biggest animal that has ever lived. It's bigger than any dinosaur. It's the biggest animal.
Oh.
Again, you should probably Google that because I'm pretty sure that's true.
Look, we're not going to show you our credentials for hosting this show.
We don't have any.
No, we don't. So that's why we're not showing them.
From Yahoo Answers. We're just as good as the.
We're just as good as
kind of the comment section on this one too.
Yes, we are. That's our lives. We are the comment section. We just don't type. We speak.
Yeah. We do the old school.
Yes, we do. So I guess that's pretty much it.
Oh man, here's one that's kind of in the same vein. It's another animal question. I didn't realize how well this is going to tie in. Next question from Yahoo Answers. Who's the king of the jungle? My friend thinks it's lions, but lions don't even live in the jungle.
Do they not?
I did look that one up, and yeah, they don't. Oh my god.
So this Lion King movie lied to me all these years.
But that takes place in
Sahara.
in the savannah.
It's
in Africa.
Yeah.
It's not in the jungle.
So, what is the jungle? So,
what's the jungle? That's not the question.
Is it jungle? So we're thinking like stuff like from Jungle Book.
Well, if you, I have a link on here. List of jungle animals.
You
if you want to look it up.
This guy's such a jerk. This right behind you.
Who's the king of the jungle?
The guy who asked that is a jerk because he said it's not lying, and I know it. Let us live in our fantasy world.
Do you want to know what the best answer was?
Yes.
The top answer? Anyone with a gun and a lot of ammunition. No, it's not lying.
It's got to be something with a crown, though.
It's not.
So no tigers or anything, too, right?
Well, I'm gonna open this list of jungle animals. Hopefully, there's no interference because I have to turn on my cellular.
So is it? Would it be elephant? Yeah, it'd be elephant, right? That's in Jungle Book.
That's also, I think maybe Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, right?
I'm not totally sure, but here we go.
The jungle.
List of jungle animals from homeschool.love2know.com. There are pythons, tree frogs, chameleons, geckos, lizards. There's parrots and toucans. They're tigers.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Jaguars, gorillas, sloths, and this is not necessarily all in like the same jungle. This is just jungles, period.
They're yeah.
Ants, beetles, spiders, butterflies.
I would say the gecko because they own their own car insurance.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yes, it is.
My personal favorite animal from this list is toucans. I like toucans.
They have Fruit Loops.
Yeah, I like toucans, but I think
part of this complete breakfast.
When I was a kid, my favorite animal was geckos, though.
Really? Because you love their insurance?
No.
No?
I just liked geckos. Now I like toucans.
It's
a toss-up.
You just we're just like, I like it. Is there a reason, or?
I just decided to pick a favorite animal, and it was gecko. Actually, there was a reason. There was a video game called Gex, and you played a gecko.
What year is this?
It was a Nintendo 64 game, so probably late 90s game. Like 98, 99 or something.
Do you still have all your old
systems? Yeah, I have all of them. I have a Sega Genesis.
Yes! Oh my god!
I have a Nintendo 64. And I also have one at least from every generation of consoles, I think.
So to get on a little bit of a therapy, Dr. Phil time. So my aunt and uncle has Sega Genesis, and I always wanted one.
Yeah.
But I kind of realized I wanted one. They were done making them.
Here's the thing. I am nostalgic for Sega Genesis because of it's what I had. But I recently went on a kick of trying a bunch of old games from that era, just on. I got them off the internet.
Oh, you little thief!
Emulators, but I have to say Super Nintendo games are better.
So what? You play them on you didn't like download to like a cartridge or something?
No, I didn't print them onto a cartridge. You can get.
Anyway, to finish my story, because I think you're gonna spoil my story. Because I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
So I wanted it, and then I actually bought a PlayStation 3 for the first time 2 years ago because I wanted the Arkham games.
Yeah.
So
those are great.
I bought it, and then they had like this disc for like the old Sega Genesis games. So I bought it.
Yeah.
So it took like what is it like? It was 2016. I wanted it in like 99, so it took 18 years. So it finally worked out.
Oh, so you finally got all
I
those
did,
games.
and you know what? They're hard. They're hard.
Yeah, old games are wicked hard.
Would you also agree that the younger you are able to play it, the more hard a game it is? Because it feels like an E-rated game is so much more difficult than an M-rated game.
I mean, yeah, that's interesting. It isn't necessarily that rating is going to affect it, but
like that's just how I feel. Like.
Yeah, but that is true. That like if they're making it for an older audience, they probably wouldn't make it. I mean, yeah, I think I was just. I mean, to me, I was just bad at video games when I was a kid.
I'm still bad at video games.
And I'm not. I'm still not great, but
So
I think there were a lot of games that were way harder that were older, like 80s and 90s games. But that sometimes is due to bad game design because they're just hard for a bad reason, like they just designed it poorly. But that's true today too.
So we're talking about video games. Do you have you have a PlayStation 4?
Yeah, I have a current one.
Do you have an Xbox too?
I
mean Xbox. I mean also
no,
the only from the Xbox.
The
company.
only current generation one I have is a PlayStation 4. Well, I also have a Nintendo 3DS. That's actually another way that they actually have a lot of Super Nintendo games that they released digitally onto the Nintendo 3DS. So that's another way I've played a lot of like Super Metroid, Zelda: A Link to the Past. Like Kirby Superstar, like a lot of old Super Nintendo games, I was able to get on the current handheld console. Yeah. So that's why that's like the best console is that handheld console, because I love those old games. And then the generation before, I had an Xbox 360, and I only had, and then before that I had an Xbox. Oh, I had an Xbox and a PS2, and that's the whole history.
And then you flip back.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up going the PlayStation route this generation because I felt it seemed better. But yeah,
maybe someday I'll buy a PS4. But it's a little bit like all I have right now that I'd want is Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
and I heard that one's real hard.
Yeah, I think I've played. That's the only one I haven't played actually. But as far as I know, the other ones are better anyway. Oh, I don't know actually.
Oh, I've read the novel it's based on, and two, because I did not like how the previous Batman franchise ended.
Yeah.
I read the book of Arkham Knight, and I was like, okay, that's how you end a Batman story.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Before we got off topic, what were we talking?
We were talking about what's the king of the jungle, and we already said it's a gecko.
It's a gecko.
It's the king of the jungle.
So easy, and only a gecko could say it's so easy. A caveman can do it.
Yeah.
Remember the caveman TV show?
Oh yeah. Oh god, that I completely hadn't remembered that. That's.
Sometimes I like to bring back some bad memories that we try to stow away.
But yeah, if you think about it, this answer makes sense because if an animal has mastered business and capitalism, I think it is the king of the jungle.
Yes, it is.
So I think it's a gecko is the answer. So I think we're ready to move on to your next.
Yes, okay. It's a little bit of a explainer, but okay. I lied to my friend that I'm taking a plane. I'm 15 and I told my internet friend. So yeah. I got in a fight with my mom and I'm flying away. I packed my stuff and walked and waited at the bus stop for a bus to take me to the airport so I could fly somewhere. I told her I'm running away. I was bored. Is this bad? I mean, I was deadly bored. I got photos off the internet and everything.
Oh, God.
So, was this wrong? Because, look, we all get bored.
That's true.
Why not spread a lie?
I mean, if we want to add another thing to the list of beautiful morals, lying's great.
It is! Like, what are you supposed to say? What are you supposed to tell your internet friend that you're doing? Yeah, I'm watching TV. This bag of Cheetos cut me. It really hurts. And I can't use hand sanitizer or it will burn.
That's true.
But got my Cheetos, got my Netflix. I don't know why they're talking like Netflix. Got my 7-Eleven gallon soda, and I'm good. But yeah, I mean, why not just? You don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about something interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just become a compulsive liar.
Exactly.
And just be interesting all the time.
Exactly. I mean, why not continue the lie? Oh, I crashed onto an island. Oh no! You know what they should do? They should like literally, do the whole series of Lost as an explanation. Like they crashed, they're lost, and then at the end of the story, what happened? I've been dead the whole time. And it'll be like, what? And then just don't respond.
I don't know, it was weird. There was like this conspiracy, and there's like a weird, like, there's like a smoke it would take way too long to explain. It would take like 6 whole how many seasons was Lost?
6.
I think it was 6.
I think so.
It takes 6 seasons to explain it. I'm not gonna...
Oh, remember speaking of The Office again, remember when they were talking about the fake movies about I had a cousin named Mufasa
and you know,
who died. You want to talk about? No, it take me about a good hour and a half to tell that whole story.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, tell the whole story. Do you know why Lost was created?
Because...
I mean, the idea behind it?
No, I don't know.
The pitch was a drama version of Survivor.
Oh, because Survivor was big at that time.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. So, the more you know. Even though it was ABC.
Yeah.
So you got that weird song they play before every show. I don't watch ABC, so...
I don't watch television. I just watch things on the internet.
Basically, I watch Fox and the CW. That's basically it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I mean, if they ever put Daredevil on ABC, then maybe we'll talk. I've only seen 2 episodes of Daredevil, but yeah.
Well, yeah, let's go to another question.
Shall we?
All right. Here's a doozy. I don't know how we're going to be able to help this guy. This is a spooky question. Whew.
Oh, boy.
It's another animal topic, actually.
Oh, goody.
Here's the question. How can I obtain 300 chimps? I found the Planet of the Apes films very underwhelming, and I want to make my own short film. Maybe 30 minutes long, featuring real chimps at a war with each other. But I do not want to buy the chimps. That will be too expensive. But if I can borrow them, it would be ideal. My son knows how to green screen and Photoshop. There's a possibility I can get away.
So this man has a son.
Oh, yeah. It's a guy. My son... So there's a possibility I can get away with 10 chips and duplicate them for the big screen. Thank you.
Here's what you do. I'll answer first.
Yeah.
When it's late at night, you bribe the guard at the zoo, and you break them all out. And I guess what would you do to get?
I have a problem that I have a problem that this might break the idea a little bit.
Oh.
How would they have... They don't have 300 chimps. That's a lot of chimps. I guess he said only 10 might work.
You know what they could do? I mean, we could always talk about green screen, but whatever. Because he has a green screen. But what they could do... they could find out how to clone Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap.
Oh, man.
And copy it that way.
Oh, man.
But what would they get...
We need to make these guys contact each other.
Yeah, I mean, look, they probably haven't been working since the 90s.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean... How would they get the monkeys to fight each other?
That should be easy.
I mean, throw poop at one, throw poop at the other, and then they'll look at each other and come to the logical conclusion.
I mean, you could just have a human go in there and act like a monkey for a little bit.
Yes.
And kind of mess with them.
Yes.
Anger them a little bit and then get out.
Like a Jerry Springer.
Like, I mean, it cannot be difficult to anger monkeys.
I mean,
I don't like
look,
chimps. It's specific. It says chimps. So
chimps.
being scientifically accurate, they're
you
apes.
see all those videos of chimps and monkeys and apes. The ape family or the monkey family?
Chimpanzees are apes. They're they're not monkeys. But they're primates.
You always see those videos of the chimps throwing tantrums and getting mad. So why not?
Yeah, they get mad.
Like, let's not kill this guy's dream and tell him that those monkeys in Planet of the Apes are all CGI.
Yeah, that's. Do they have? They sound the first one though was just guys in suits, wasn't it? It was just.
I'm pretty sure. Don't they have like really bad I've never seen Planet of the Apes, but. Don't they have like masks? Yeah,
they're pretty cheesy.
I mean, aren't they like pretty bad masks to wear? Like they covered the lip or whatever.
I think so. I don't know. I actually haven't seen the. I don't think I've seen.
Don't say you've seen the Tim Burton one.
Is that's? I'm guessing the one that came out like in the last 10 years or so.
It was the one from like '99.
Oh, I think I've only seen the one that came out with all the CGI and.
Yeah,
crap.
I heard it. I've not seen it, but. I heard it's bad. But yeah, I've not seen any Planet of the Apes movies, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I've just seen the newest one, and it was, I actually don't remember it being too bad.
Oh, the guy who directed, not the first one, I believe it's this new one, and maybe the one before, Matt Ryan, is directing the next Batman movie. Which, unknown right now if Ben Affleck will be Batman or not.
Yeah.
I mean, to all those people say, of course he is. There's some comments that came out from Charles Roven. Yeah, interesting comments. I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck will be Batman in that movie.
Hope so.
I hope so. He's one of my favorite Batmans. Have you finally seen?
I'm only speaking completely off of it. I have heard I have other people say he's good.
I mean, if you ever need to YouTube his scenes in Suicide Squad,
I've seen
amazing.
I've seen scenes before. I just haven't seen the whole movie.
Yeah. I wish they'd get rid of digitally altering his voice, though, because they didn't digitally alter it in Suicide Squad, and he does a Batman voice perfect without it, so.
Well,
there is.
You do have a
remake of Planet of the Apes. My 9-year-old daughter told her teacher in her class that I crapped my pants when I had the stomach flu. Should I speak to her about how that's inappropriate? How do I approach the subject? She also said crap. We always say poo in our house.
So they said their daughter, or like it was
their daughter.
Okay,
told the whole class.
It's the mother. Okay, so this person's basically telling about their mother's private, stuff that they don't want told. To
parent. I don't know which one it was.
Oh yeah. Okay, so parent. That's funny.
It is funny. Here's something that I thought about how I would respond to this. You tell that kid, hey. You think I crap my pants? You used to do it all the time.
That's true. That's true. I'm pretty. No matter what, well, actually, I don't know. I was about to say the 9-year-old probably crapped their pants more recently, but that's probably not true. Actually, that's probably not true because they're 9.
No. I mean, unless you were throwing a tantrum and said, "Mom, I want to go to Disney World. I'm gonna do it." Oh, yeah, right. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, right. Don't give me that. And then just like, you asked for it, Mother. What is that? I told you, Mother, don't mess with me. I will win this war.
Yeah, I can see that is it could be embarrassing, but at the same time, I don't care really.
I mean, in 9 years of life, they don't really have that many interesting stories.
Yeah, they gotta come up with something. They gotta
fill it in there somewhere. I mean, look, not everyone has a drunk music teacher from elementary school.
I also find, I'm glad they said crap.
I mean, if it's like, my mother my parent pooed their pants, it's like, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be telling. My parent crapped their pants. That's just, they knew how to do it. They knew how, that was perfectly worded. It was just, it's amazing. Like, if I'm that teacher, I say, class, stand up, give a standing ovation. I mean, not only did they tell a great story, that takes a lot of courage to say that your parent doesn't have basically, goes to the bathroom the same way baby does.
Yeah, that's true. I applaud. That's a great moral of this question. The moral of maybe this podcast is just say whatever you want about anyone. Anything private that they don't want said, just it's funny. And use the word crap whenever possible.
Don't use poo, okay? This isn't a story for 4-year-olds. I mean, the teacher has to hear this too, so make it a little more interesting.
Yeah. And actually, I would show this podcast to the daughter. I mean,
exactly.
They need to know too.
Yes. I mean, if you're listening to
this...
Plus,
we need any of the fans we can possibly get.
Yes.
Also,
send
us money.
Yes, because, look, I don't know if this penny is real. So, just saying that out there. It says... Monopoly currency on there, so...
So what you're saying is we're broke? We're screwed?
Not if someone doesn't check the penny before we give it away.
All right, then we're good.
Yes. So, did you have one last classic one, or did you want
to... Joe? Well, if we're just going to do another question from me, I have...
Final question of the day.
So we're not going to do the class...
That was my classic.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll just read one. I'll just do a question.
Okay.
Because I would have to look for classic. All right. Here we go. Here's one.
Okay.
That we're going to feel really jealous of. Because our budget is only one counterfeit penny.
Yes. Maybe someday we'll get a real penny. But hopefully. That day is not
today. We can only dream of being as fortunate as these next people. Because, here's the question. My boyfriend found 2 quarters on his car that are identical, upside down, and next to each other. Is this a supernatural phenomenon?
Found 2 quarters.
Found 2 quarters. Oh, wait. It says... found 2 quarters in the car. I don't know if it's on the car or in the car.
Maybe... Whoa. What if someone, jams him into the windshield or something?
I think it's on the car. I don't know. That are identical. Of course they're identical. What is it? Upside down?
Well, what if it means, exactly. There's a scratch right here. There's a scratch on that one.
That upside down, I guess that means tails up?
Yeah.
And next to each other.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Is this a supernatural phenomenon? And not that someone just put...
No, we will go with yes.
Okay. So it's not that someone just put a couple quarters...
Of course not. Who would do that?
That's true.
I don't think there's anyone in this world who's kind enough to donate 50 cents.
That's true. I mean, we're not. We can't.
We can't.
And if we had it, we'd keep it.
Now, look. There was someone who, once upon a time, on, my mother's car, put 2 quarters and wrote on the dirt, "Wash me." But that's beside the point. That's not true, but... Okay. He just had this look of, oh my God, this is a life of poverty.
Vandalism? No.
Though there was someone around 2003 who would go, I noticed someone would always write on cars, "Wash me."
Okay. God. Yeah, I mean, how could it not be supernatural? That's the question.
I mean...
How could it possibly,
Look,
it has to mean something.
Yes. 2 quarters, 50. Was it his 50th birthday?
50th birthday. Was it that they were going to have twins?
Could it be he has 2 quarts of gas left and he needs to...
Oh, man. Could it be tails up? What's on the back? We are literally too poor to have a quarter to even check this, but what's on the back of a quarter?
It used to be the bald eagle, and now it's all a bunch of states.
Oh, I'm an idiot. It is. Of course it's the eagle.
Not anymore, though.
I haven't looked at physical money in a while, okay? I have a debit card. Yeah, and then so that's the question. If they're identical, then it must have been the same tails. Yes. Was it 2 bald eagles? Was it
2 states? What if it's
states?
If you are gonna go to Maine or something,
that's what I'm thinking.
If you're gonna go to Maine, you have 2 quarts of gas left. Mm-hmm. Fill this up because right now gas is 50 cents off.
Because that's what I'm thinking is that if it was 2 bald eagles, I don't know what that means. We could get into that. But if it's 2 main quarters,
Yes.
that is a sign.
I mean, yeah.
That is, you have to go to Maine.
Yeah, I mean, what's in Maine? Who knows what's in Maine? I don't even know why it's called Maine. Why is it? Who knows why? I understand why Washington's called Washington.
I was about to say, I don't know, why is Michigan called Michigan? But I do know why Michigan is called
Why
Michigan.
is Michigan called? Is it some
Sounds
guy?
like mitten something.
Really?
It's like Native American.
So they knew it was shaped like a mitten?
I think they traversed the outside and mapped it that way. Like, that's how people used to make maps.
So they had mittens back in what time? Well, Michigan wasn't founded.
I mean,
Michigan was after 1776, right?
I mean, it was just named after the land that we stole and then
Yes.
decided to turn into a bordered territory.
But it wasn't called Michigan until like 18 something. It was after 1776.
I don't know. I think they adopted the name because the territory was probably called that. Probably.
We should.
I was. I have not. I googled something. It's like the Grand
Yes.
Canyon answer.
The history of the name of Michigan. We did not.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, has some history to it that probably existed before it became a state.
Yeah, I mean, if you just name me a new state, no one's gonna call it Michigan.
No, I mean like. It was called Michigan way before that. It had to have been because, well, I mean, Hawaii was called Hawaii before it was a state, and there is enough evidence right there. I am an idiot with geography.
So, yeah. Also, one last question for do you think we should ever have a 51st state?
Well, I mean, this is a whole like almost political topic.
Oh my God! I literally just was wondering.
No, but I mean, there are 3 territories that that we have: Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Guam, I think. And they're not states, but they're territories. But those could be 3 states.
So
and we could have 53 states.
So, do you think if we have 50? Do you think we have 50 right now? Do you think there should be? I mean, eventually, should they say, "Hey, let's have a 51st"? Or whatever?
Personally, I think that all 3 of those should be states. I think we should have 53.
Here's
states.
what I think: if we have 53 states right now, 50 is such a nice number.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have 53, let's divide each state into half, so we can have 100.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean, our state is 2 stupid halves. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
We have
This is cheat. It's almost cheating. We are so separated by water.
we don't just that could be a state.
Yeah.
We don't even think about it most of the time.
No.
Anyway.
Like literally, when someone shows on the map something happened in the UP, I'm just like, oh yeah, the UP.
Like I think when I think Michigan, I think this mitten-shaped thing, and then I'm like, oh, there's
literally
a whole thing up
in
there.
elementary, when they show you on the map, they point to the mitten. They don't show that little I don't know what you could describe it.
Yeah, but there are people.
Something.
I've seen people do this where they hold up their hand like this way, and they're like, "I live here on the like, who cares of the place, whatever."
Do you know where we are in here? Because
here.
Okay, don't show the camera because we don't want to be found.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've given. They could, if they really wanted to find us, they could search every single door in the entire state that is shaped like a mitten. And
who said that Buffalo Wild Wings doesn't sell buffalo wings?
The thing is, we've narrowed it down to the Lower Peninsula, so I think we're screwed. They're gonna find us.
Yes.
Not like there's almost like 10 million people here or something.
Anyway, see, I think, if we're gonna have more than 50, let's break it up into 100.
Yeah, I think that's great.
See,
that's a great idea.
I'm not a congressman, but if I was, this would be the best idea.
But we're both going to become congressmen.
Yes,
to
we
put
will.
This idea through.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
I mean, it's such a nice number, such a nice even number.
Think of how tacky the flag is going to look with 100 stars.
I mean, we could always just have like
2 flags.
No, we could do it where you have the red and white stripes, but in the little blue section, it's a 1, 0, and the last 0 is a star.
Or 1 star, maybe. They're both.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness, this is the best thing. I think it was the best conversation any podcast has ever had.
I mean, we're breaking ground here.
Yeah. So, remember,
We need to, everyone, call your congressman. Call your local House of Representatives, the senators.
if they ever announce we're going to have another state, we want 100.
Yeah.
And we don't have to buy more. We just need to break up. I mean, Texas could be like 5 or something.
We need to give the proper states' rights to the 3 territories and make them states, and then add 47 more.
Yes! I mean, look, the geography classes, those are going to be nightmares. Remember in, what was it, 6th grade where you had to write the states?
Oh, and like there's that, isn't there like a song that's all the states or something? I don't remember
It's something.
There's some song that's going to be a long song.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be like a horrible test. But it's worth it to say, hey, we started with 13. We're 100 now.
Yep, the 100 great
Yeah.
states of the USA.
I mean,
That's
so
what we're called.
Yes. The United States. We can change to the many states. The, what's a cool word for 100?
I mean, centennial is year,
Like anniversary.
but
Yeah.
it's probably something with sen in it, like
Yeah.
that prefix probably.
Yeah.
Sen state.
States.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm also. I don't know. I'm not a linguist. I don't know. But there's something there.
Yes, there is. That is,
That's it. I mean, we wanted to always end this on a moral each time. This is not more than a moral. This is a statement.
Yes.
This is a call to arms.
This is what we want.
This is what we're fighting for here.
Yes. Next election, 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next election, vote for the person who says.
I mean, but there are going to be in 2018. There's also going to be. There are going to be stuff on that ballot, like the mid
election,
midterm
school.
We don't know. We don't know anything. One of those things we don't know is politics.
We don't really follow politics because let's be honest, it's boring.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you watch the sketches on SNL,
it was boring until we made this groundbreaking case.
Because I don't think anyone else has ever wanted this more than us.
That I can say for sure. I think. I mean, you added. No one else has ever wanted this more than us. I think you can end it at no one else has ever wanted this.
Exactly.
That's enough. But I think people will now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's something to really
there's
root
gotta be some guy who's just like, I'm a map maker. No one's buying maps. But something this big, this could just open the floodgates.
I mean, we absolutely need to draw more lines.
Yes, we do.
And I hope that we can break ground here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is. What a wonderful way to end this episode of Yahoo Answers.
That's amazing. So, thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
You can also check out our other podcast, Comment Section, which is on iTunes.
Yes.
And the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check out the first episode of this if you want.
Yeah. Also on YouTube, a trailer reaction for the upcoming Spider-Man Homecoming movie, which we're counting down, is a month and a few weeks away, July 7th.
What's that YouTube channel name? Is it?
It's ALTD Podcast.
Or ALTD Podcasts. And that's all. Everyone have a good day, and remember to write your congressmen and senators and make phone calls and make this 100
We want 100
happen.
states.
100 states.
Exactly.